Welcome to our December 20th, 2022 council meeting. Please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Matt. Could you start us off with a roll call?
Councillor Halter.
Here.
Batolo. Here. Savage. West.
Here.
Hickerson.
Here.
Zadi. Here. Demas.
Here.
Robinson.
Here.
Mayor Como.
Here. Council, first order of business. I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the city council meeting held December 6, 2022.
So moved, Your Honor.
We do have a motion by Councilman Hickerson. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Halter. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, this is going to lead us on to the bid openings, which seems to be pretty short and sweet because we have no bidders. So we'll just continue, I think, trying to find vehicles for the city of Rock Springs or anywhere is kind of like a Bigfoot sighting. You know he's out there somewhere, but you just can't get your hands on him. So we'll just continue to go down this road and see what we can do, I guess. So with that, we're going to move on to commendations. And we have a couple of old timers going out of office. Councilman Savage is not with us tonight, but we do have Councilman David Halter, who is going into his retirement, and we have a plaque for his work and honoring him. Ward 3, 2011 to 2022.
Wow.
Thank you for your unselfish devotion and dedicated service to the constituents in the city of Rock Springs. It's been a pleasure to work with you. And I'll turn the mic over to you if you have some words of wisdom.
I don't know about wisdom, but I have words, I'm sure. No, I appreciate it. I ran for council to, be a participating member of society and doing good for the city, and I felt like I've done that. And the city, the constituents have voted me in 3 times, so I do appreciate that. 3 terms has been a wonderful experience, but I do believe it's time to move on and spend more time with family. And I do appreciate everything the city's taught me. I've learned a lot here, and you definitely will be seeing me again from my other role at the 911 Center. So I do appreciate it, and it's been a pleasure working with everybody here. Thank you.
Let's give David a...
Thanks, Dave.
We have a plaque we'd like to give you.
RTP isn't working.
Maybe that's something we need to budget for. It's an updated AV system.
You just updated it just before you got it.
To be updated again. That stuff goes
All
out.
there.
Okay, next we have Council President Keaton West is moving on to bigger things. He's been fantastic as a counselor for the city of Rock Springs, and he's going to do great things at the county. I know it well. It's been a pleasure working with you, Mr. President, and I've appreciated your support and your dedication and your willingness to do the work. So 2019 to 2022, Ward 4, Councilor Keaton West, we thank you for your unselfish devotion and dedicated service to the constituents and the city of Rock Springs. The city's truly a better place because of the work that you both have done. Thank you very much. How about you guys come up and do it? There you go. That kid's going places. Okay.
I'd not to interrupt you there, but just like to say thanks to the city employees, department heads, counselors. Part of serving on these boards, councils, whatever, is the privilege of meeting new people and building new relationships. And it's hard to kind of recognize that when most of what we do, we can never satisfy both sides, and we're always pissing someone off. So I appreciate the time with all of you. It's been a wild ride over the last 4 years. Appreciate my family, my wife Dana and son Cashton, my parents for the surprise tonight. But I'll miss it. I'll miss working with a lot of you guys, and I'm looking forward to this next adventure at the county. Hopefully we can kind of smooth over some relationships and get to work as a region. But to the constituents of Ward 4, thank you for allowing me this opportunity. And I wish we could have got more accomplished, but we got done what we could, given the glamorous times the last 4 years have been with the economy. So thanks to all. I'm sure the city's going to remain in good hands, and I'm excited to see what's next for the city of Rock Springs. So thank you all very much.
Here, here.
And with that, we were at a staff meeting yesterday, and the mayor didn't want to give himself a plaque for some reason, so I had to figure out what to say about him all day, and that was a kind of a challenge.
Didn't take long, right?
But we've, jokes aside, kind of got a unique opportunity with Mayor Como here, who served 2 terms, 8 years as mayor, took 8 years off, and then decided to come back for a final 4 because he felt like there was some unfinished business. And I've always felt that's pretty admirable. He's got a vision and a drive to do good things for this city, and once you get into it, it's hard to get away from it. But I always admired that, he was kind of a builder, and he wanted to get projects done, and sometimes we had to arm wrestle on the process to get there. But I admired the fact that even if we didn't agree, we could always kind of put that beside one another and work best for the city. And I think all of us could probably relate to that in one way or another. It's a pretty thankless job, as you all know. But the mayor,
Where's Max?
but the mayor especially, as the chief administrative officer of the city, devotes a lot of time, and I can vouch for that with Mayor Como. I drive by late evenings, 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, and he's still here. Weekends as well. I'm not sure what he's doing on the weekends. Probably signing some stuff and checking himself out in the mirror, but he's definitely been dedicated for an underpaid and underappreciated salary to boot. So for 12 years of your service, I think I can speak for the council, department heads, and city employees, and certainly the constituencies that we represent, in saying thank you for your service. And we wish you well in this next endeavor of spending more time probably with a fishing pole, perhaps a hunting rifle, and most importantly, your family, your wife, kids, and precious grandkids. So thank you.
Well, this is nice. I told Tristan I was taking my gavel with me when I left because it's bad luck. But I thank the council, Mr. President. Appreciate it. This being the last meeting, I could speak all night long, but I'd like to thank our staff, department heads, best people that I've had the pleasure to work with. Stand-up people, whether you agree or not. I think Council President West said it the best. We didn't all agree on everything, but we focused on the vision that we had at hand. And when we had marching orders, we went and we got things done. I hope that continues. I wish the best for this city. I wish the best for you all. As we move forward, I wish the best for Mayor Mickelson. He's going to do a fine job. He understands the vision. He understands and can read good people, and I wish him well as he leads our city into the next 4 years. I'm proud of the accomplishments that we've made over the past 4 years, and through some turbulent times. I'd like to say I think our city is better for our leadership, and it's been an absolute honor serving by your side and serving as the mayor of this city. And I have to thank the voters that continually voted to support me in 3 different terms as mayor. That says a lot. And I just wish you all well. I know the city is in good hands. We don't take each other for granted. We all work together as one team with common vision, and I think we get good things done. Each and every one of us has played a role in moving this city forward. It wasn't so glamorous as we came into the COVID pandemic. Had to struggle with projects that were getting put on hold, cuts of millions of dollars in budget. But all in all, we worked our tail off to make sure that we secured a portion of the CARES Act funding. We secured grants. We kept projects moving. And I hope to say that's going to continue on. So I thank you. I have to thank my family. This is probably the second council meeting my wife has made, but she doesn't like politics. She wish I never came back, but I think she's proud of what we've accomplished. And I thank you and my lovely daughter, my granddaughter, who I think Cashton's been chasing around tonight, by the way. But, just greatly appreciated. I don't think we give our families enough kudos for what we do up here. Our families take a beating, whether it's over snow plowing of roads, or it's weeds, or it's major issues, wearing a mask. I know we've been threatened and letters left, and you know what, it's all part of it. You know you're getting into it, and I kind of enjoy that kind of thing. You got to have thick skin, and I can honestly say I've enjoyed the ride, but it's time to ride off into a different sunset. So thank you very much. So with that, as I said, Councilman Savage didn't make it tonight. We'll get him his plaque. We're going to move on to the appointments section of our agenda. Mr. President, I would like to submit the name of Jim Walmsley to serve first term on the Joint Powers Combined Communication Board.
Councilors Jim Walmsley has stepped up to serve a first term on the Joint Powers Combined Communication Board. I entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Motion by Councilor Zadi. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Demus. Roll call, please.
Counselor Batolo. Yes. West.
Yes.
Hickerson.
Yes.
Zadi.
Yes.
Demus.
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
Halter.
Abstain.
Mayor, you have your appointment.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the council. Mr. President, I submit the name of Melinda Gilly to serve second term on the Parks and Rec Advisory Board.
Councilors Melinda Gilly has stepped up to serve a second term on the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board. I'd entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Motion by Councilor Batolo. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Hickerson. Roll call, please.
Counselor West.
Yes.
Hickerson.
Yes.
Zadi.
Yes.
Demus.
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
Halter.
Yes.
Batolo.
Yes.
Mayor, you have your appointment.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the council. Mr. President, I submit to you the name of Blake Manis to serve second term, Planning and Zoning Commission.
Councilors Blake Manis has stepped up to serve a second term on the City Planning and Zoning Commission. I'd entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Motion by Councilor Hickerson. We have a second.
Second.
Second by Councilor Robinson. Roll call, please.
Counselor Hickerson.
Yes.
Zadi.
Yes.
Demus.
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
Halter.
Yes.
Batolo.
Yes.
West.
Yes. Mayor, you have your appointment.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the council. Mr. President, I submit to you the name of Katie Mullen to serve first term Rock Springs Historical Museum Board.
Councilors Katie Mullen has stepped up to serve a first term on the Rock Springs Historical Museum Board. I'd entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
A motion by Counselor Batola. We have a second.
Second.
Second by Counselor Robinson. Roll call, please.
Counselor Zadi,
Yes.
Demus,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Halter,
Yes.
Vitolo,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Hickerson.
Yes.
Mayor, you have your appointment.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the council. This is going to move us on to the public hearing section of our agenda. Item number 1, we're going to skip and delay for possibly the next meeting due to waiting on additional paperwork. So that being said, public hearing, item number 2 is a public hearing on an application by Stephen Thomas of First Arrow Corp. and Eric Harris of William H. Smith to change the Rock Springs Master Land Use Plan map and the official zoning map at the City of Rock Springs, of which will take action under Resolution 2022-171 and Ordinance 2022-16. Is there anyone here tonight wishing to speak on this public hearing?
Your Honor,
Councilman Hickerson,
I have one question for Kathy, if that's all right.
go ahead.
Okay, so we saw this last spring, very similar to this. Just so everybody's learned up on what we're doing, can you explain the differences between this request and the previous one?
Yes, I can. Mayor, council. In the spring, we had an application in front of us from an adjacent piece of property, which made it through Planning and Zoning Commission, came to council, which was denied because of the effects it would have on adjacent industrial properties. And we received the application to Planning and Zoning for this piece of property. And when it first came to Planning and Zoning Commission, they took your vote from earlier in the spring to deny it because of the effects on the adjacent property, along with some of the adjacent property owners that showed up at the public hearing, took everything into consideration. Planning and Zoning Commission denied it. The applicant then withdrew before it came forward to you, took everything into consideration and came up with the plan that's before you tonight, which has all of the conditions that would affect the industrial properties within this property boundary. So the 75-foot setback from I-2, the 60-foot setback from I-1 is all within this property.
Your Honor,
Councilman Zadi?
can you tell me, were there any comments from the adjacent owners this time around on the new plan?
Yes, there were. There were two property owners in particular that showed up, and their questions were that their property would be affected by these setbacks, which is why Planning and Zoning Commission went ahead and addressed that they had to be within the property coming forward, and both property owners were satisfied with the changes that were made to the plan.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the council? Anyone wishing to speak on the public hearing? Hearing none, we're going to move on to the petition section of our agenda. Is there anyone here tonight wishing to address the city council on any issue whatsoever? This is your time to do so. Anyone? Kind of a quiet group out there. Hearing none, I'm going to close the petition section of our agenda. We're going to move on to the officers and staff reports. Councilors, we have item number 1, the Health Insurance Fund recap for November 2022. 2, the financial report summary for November 2022. And item number 3 is the Rock Springs Renewal Fund financial statements for September 2022. I would entertain a motion to approve the officer and staff reports and place on file.
So moved, Your Honor.
We do have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Going to move on to council and committee and board reports. As you see, we have no reports due. Are there any that wish to come due at this time? Hearing none, we're going to move on to the bills and claims. Councilors, item number 1 is the bills and claims for December 20th, 2022. What's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilwoman Demus?
I make a motion to approve the bills and claims for December 20th, 2022.
Council, we do have a motion to approve the bills and claims for December 20th, 2022. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Abstained.
Let the record show. This can move us to item number 2 is the salaries for December 7th, 2022. Council, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilwoman Demus.
I make a motion to approve the salaries for December 7th, 2022.
Councilors, we do have a motion to approve the salaries for December 7th, 2022. Do we have a second?
Second. I wanted that one. That was like my final chance to jump in. I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
This was it.
You have to be fast.
Oh, man, I thought about it. Second.
We do have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, this is going to move us on to the new business items. Council, item number 1 being as we skipped the public hearing, and this is in regards to the bar and grill liquor license. We will skip new business item number 1, and it will come back up at a later meeting. So we're going to move on to item number 2 is a request from Engineering and Operations and Public Services for permission to reject all bids received for the reclamation facility vac truck on December 6, 2022, and to rebid a new vac truck. Council, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilman Zadi?
I'll move to approve that request, and just to kind of go over, the reason is one bid did not have a bid bond and the other bid did not meet the specifications set forth in the bid. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, Councilor Zadi, that's correct.
Thank you.
Thank you. We do have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We will rebid. And item number 3 is a request from the Police Department for permission to fill a vacant detective administrative assistant position. Council, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilman Robinson.
I move to approve this request.
We have a motion to honor this request. We have a second.
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Let the record show no opposed. It's going to bring us on to the resolution section of our agenda, of which we have 4. Resolution 2022-170.
Your Honor,
Mr. President.
if I could, I'd like to recuse myself on this as the company I'm employed with is up for the resolution tonight.
Okay.
Or are you gonna hear me vote no?
Okay. Getting back to the resolution, item number 1, resolution 2022-170.
A resolution accepting and approving a contract between the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming and Vaughn's Plumbing and Heating in the amount of $252,990 and authorizing Timothy A. Como as mayor and Matthew L. McBurnett as city clerk to execute said contract on behalf of the City of Rock Springs.
Council, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilman Batolo.
move to approve Resolution 2022-170.
We do have a motion to approve resolution 2022-170. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. Roll call.
Councilor Demus,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Halter,
Yes.
Vitolo,
Yes.
Hickerson,
Yes.
Zadi,
I abstain.
Mayor Como.
Yes. Okay, item number 2, resolution 2022-171.
Your Honor,
Councilman Zadi?
I'd like to move that we table this resolution as it is tied to ordinance 2022-16, which we won't vote on for another 2 readings. Reason for that, I'd hate to pass this and then for some reason the ordinance doesn't pass and then we have our zoning and plan map out of sync. So I'd like to table it at this time, and according to legal, Rick, it would be acceptable to do if we wanted to wait and vote them all together.
Just to make sure, if we have 2 more readings on the ordinance, that would be 2 readings on the resolution. I believe normally the resolution does, can be tabled for two readings, but it can always be brought back up later, correct?
That's correct. The effect, Your Honor, counselors, the effect of tabling a resolution for more than 2 meetings, it results in the resolution being denied. Essentially, it just fails. But that doesn't mean that it can't be brought up again.
Correct.
And that's more than 2 meetings. So, certainly we can bring the resolution back up again on the 3rd reading of the ordinance.
Well, then I see no harm in this. Councilors, we do have a motion to table resolution 2022-171. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. Roll call on the table.
Counselor Robinson,
Yes.
Halter,
Yes.
Batolo,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Hickerson,
Yes.
Zadi,
Yes.
Demus,
Yes.
Mayor Como.
Yes, resolution 2022-171 is tabled. We're going to move on to item number 3, resolution 2022-172.
A resolution accepting and approving an addendum to the collective labor agreement between the International Union of United Mine Workers of America and the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, and directing Timothy A. Como as mayor of the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, and Matthew L. McBurnett as city clerk of the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, to execute said addendum on behalf of said city.
Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Mr. President,
move to approve Resolution 2022-172.
we do have a motion to approve resolution 2022-172. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. Roll call.
Counselor Halter,
Yes.
Batolo,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Hickerson,
Yes.
Zadi,
Yes.
Demus,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Mayor Como.
Yes. And item number 4, resolution 2022-173.
A resolution authorizing and directing Timothy A. Como as mayor of the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, and Matthew L. McBurnett as city clerk of the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, to accept and approve a budget revision to the budget for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2023.
Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilman Hickerson.
I move to approve resolution 2022-173.
We do have a motion to approve resolution 2022-173. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. Roll call.
Counselor Batolo,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Hickerson,
Yes.
Zadi,
Yes.
Demus,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Halter,
Yes.
Mayor Como.
Yes. Councilors, this is going to move us on to the ordinance section of our agenda. We have 2 ordinances. The first being ordinance 2022-15 on second reading.
An ordinance amending Article 3.5 of the ordinances of the City of Rock Springs entitled Humane Control and Regulation of Animals.
Item number 2, ordinance 2022-16, first reading.
An ordinance amending the official zoning map of the City of Rock Springs from I-1 light industrial to the zoning designation of R3 medium density residential, R1 low density residential, and R3 CD medium density residential conditional district for land totaling 78.25 acres, more or less being Lot 10, northwest quarter, southeast quarter, Section 22, north half Lot 11, northeast quarter, southwest quarter, Section 22, and north half Lot 12, northwest quarter, southwest quarter, Section 22, T19 in R105 West, 6th Principal Meridian, Rock Springs, Sweetwater County, Wyoming.
Please repeat.
Right? Councilors, with no further business to come before us here tonight, I wish those of you who are moving on well. And this meeting is adjourned.